Hi, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm all right.
Are you hearing me all right?
Nice and clear.
Okay, great. So, how have you been? How has this time at home been for you?
Um, it's been good actually. As cricketers and person who travel the world a lot, you sometimes on tour you ask for these times, but we have
Yeah.
gotten more than we have expected, and I think for me, honestly, that's been good. I've thoroughly enjoyed it so far. But yes, I'm ready to get back on the cricket field.
Well, we are ready to see you back on the cricket field, but of course, we have to wait for everything to be safe and sound before that
Yeah.
happens.
Yes,
But
definitely.
you're a family man, of course, and we saw a recent video with you on Instagram. You were working out with the kids, or was it just the baby? Because I saw you doing some lifts with
No,
the baby.
I actually did. I actually tried all three of them. Um,
Okay,
but I started from the youngest, which is 11 months. Then I went on to
right.
the 6-year-old. Then I went on to the 10-year-old. And my goal was try to lift my wife. But I think that one, I still have some work to do, right? But yeah, sometimes you have to try to be a little innovative. We were there in the gallery, I was doing some stuff, and the kids being around, and you want to
Yeah,
incorporate them, as well. So it's a matter of letting them join in the fun, and it was
yeah.
good. It was actually good.
And they're probably so happy. It's a change for them to have you home for such a long period of time.
Yeah, of course. I can't tell you the last time I'd have been home for this length of time. Obviously, it would have been if I've gotten injured, which have been a couple of years ago. But still, I was not at home. I had to do therapy and keep moving up and down or
Yeah,
whatever the case is. But actually being home almost 24 hours. Sometimes we didn't come out of the house for about 3 days. Just being home is fantastic. So they're enjoying it. I'm getting to see the youngest, sort of grow in, when they start to change in terms of creep to walk and these things. And
yeah.
it has been fun.
Okay, that's so nice. And that's actually the best stage. When they're at that age, it's like really fun. But you said in an interview that boiling eggs is as far as you could go in the kitchen. Is that true?
No, it's there and thereabouts. Obviously, growing up, I've learned a lot. I've done a lot. But a lot of people say now that we're a bit lazy now. So you'd have lost touch of what you could have done. But I,
Yeah.
I really observe. I can boil eggs. I can fry it. I might be able to boil some rice. I know what to do to stew some chicken and things like that. But when
Okay.
it starts to get a little more fancy, that's where I need a little bit of help, and that's where this time has actually sort of helped me see how they actually prepare. And do I like it? I don't know. I think the
Kind of
hardest
like
part
eat.
I think the hardest part is the preparation, the work that goes into the preparation, and that's obviously half
Yeah.
the work done. But at some point in time, I might just like it.
And you've been doing any other chores? Started any little hobbies or anything with all the time home?
Um, yeah, we have gotten time to clean the yard and blow it out ever so often, and just be around. I don't have much to do. I'm lucky enough that the sort of how to put it, how to put that the background, not background staff, but the people in the background and family and stuff like
Yeah.
that, they really really help out a lot.
Yeah.
So it eases a lot of the strenuous work that you'll have to do. So, that helps. That helps.
All right. Well, that helps. And don't worry about the cooking. It takes practice, so you'll get there eventually. Another thing that takes a lot of practice, you know this, is cricket. So let's talk about that for a little bit now. Growing up, did you always want to be a cricketer, or was there any other sport or anything else that you wanted to be?
Yeah, growing up, cricket was number one. From a young age, used to watch, sort of cricket on television all the time, day in, day out. When West Indies is playing against England, when they're in England, getting up 6 o'clock in the morning, watching
Hmm.
on television. When they actually in the Caribbean playing as well, once it's a test match or the one day international. That time, obviously, it wasn't any T20 cricket. So
Yeah.
used to go to the Oval and admire and watch your heroes from a corner. Those days were the Brian Lara. He was obviously the icon and someone that we looked
Yeah.
up to. and I got an opportunity to start my international career with him as a captain, as well. Watching Courtney Walsh, Goodley Ambrose, Carl Hooper, these Richie Richardson, these guys, was, the idols, growing up. And, you just wanted to emulate them every time you get an opportunity to play cricket on the streets or whatever. So yeah, cricket was always the first love. And, I get the opportunity to actually, sometimes they say dream and dreams come true. Dreamt, and you get the opportunity to live your dream.
Well, you're an all-rounder cricketer, and you called some big names there. So growing up, who was your favorite batsman, your favorite bowler, and your favorite fielder?
Favorite batsman, Brian Lara, of course.
Right.
Favorite bowler, Courtney Walsh. Bruce used to, all the pressure, and he used to come and get the wickets and celebrate. And in terms of fieldsmen, what I used to like to see was the ease in which Carl Hooper used to take those catches in second slip. When it comes, he's sort of laid back sort of mentality and gobs up everything. So I used to admire him a lot, especially in his slips in the field. So that time you want to aim, when you get to play cricket, you want to feel any slips. But eventually afterwards you realize the outfield should be the best place for you. You get time to relax there, as well.
All right. Well, we remember that 2020 haircut you had for the 2009 Champions League. Clearly, you spotted the potential of the shortest format early in your career. But did you think at that time that the players from the Caribbean would dominate the T20 format globally in the coming years? Guys like yourself, the Bravos, Sunil Narine, Chris Gayle, Andre Russell.
To be honest, at that point in time, no. We didn't think they were going to dominate. But what we did know is that, that sort of cricket in terms of T20 cricket and shortest format fell straight up our alleys in terms of how we play short format, not thinking much, using our power, using our aggression, using our athleticism, to get advantage, on the opposition. So once we got a taste of it in 2006, it was. We played T20 in Stanford when that started in the Caribbean.
Right.
And we really, really enjoyed it. I thought that was the day everyone, started to say, what, we can actually progress further when it comes to this. And, some, like for instance, myself, it's a funny situation. I sort of look at it as it was put to me that you should go and play T20 cricket because you weren't getting selected in longer format. It was an opportunity. And, I took that route, and getting the opportunity in 2009 as a Trinidad and Tobago team, I think was a defining moment for me personally in my career and for a lot of, other TNT cricketers, because I would have gotten selected to play for West Indies in 2007. And those first couple of years weren't great, in all honesty. So I was dropped in 2009, earlier that year.
Yeah.
We had the World Cup in England. We had a series in England, and after that I was dropped. And the next series would have been in December. So in between that, we'd have had, the Champions League would have been started, and we got an opportunity to be defending champions in the Caribbean to go to India. So we were just all training and looking forward to that. And all the funky hairstyles and all this is part of us. And we knew when we got there, they wouldn't take us seriously because, little guys, from Trinidad and Tobago going into a world tournament where all the other leagues and all the other players are well established and they have proper structure and stuff like that. You see these guys come with these funky hairstyles and whatever. But we knew what we could have done, under the leadership of, Darren Ganga, who did an instrumental job, with us in that period in Trinidad and Tobago cricket. We had Dwayne Bravo, the only player at that point in time from the Trinidad and Tobago team to play in the IPL. So you having that experience. And we had guys who have played a lot of international cricket, before that as well. And guys who looking for that exposure. So everyone was on a sort of a mission to try to achieve something in that tournament. And, he looked at the situation, he looked at the prize money, a way out, guys, myself, my girlfriend at that time, she was pregnant. That was an opportunity, as well, to bring in a innocent kid into the world. You have to, try to provide for them as well. So, Nathan Stewart, I think, was there as well. These guys, everyone had an opportunity or had a goal at the end of that tournament. And from the time we set foot in India and we started to play, I think, we stunned a lot of people in that 2009 Champions League. Although we didn't win, and it was disappointed, we could have won, but I thought that it was the right step for us, for what was left to transpire in the next couple of years ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, it paid off well. It paid off really well. You guys do such a great job and do us so proud every time you go out there.
Yeah, it was a good feeling, getting the feedback as well in India. A lot of things would have stopped in Trinidad when we were playing that final and those semi-finals, because we weren't just beating teams, we were beating teams with international players who were dominating international cricket at that point in time.
Exactly, yeah.
So we know for sure, especially that final day when we were playing that final, a lot of things would have stopped in that sort of mid-morning period. So it would have been about from 10:30 Trinidad time till about 1, 2 o'clock. Everything would have been a standstill. It would have been something that was going on right now, but just with entertainment on the television.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in our last episode, we spoke with DJ Bravo, and
Who's
he
that?
told us how Dwayne. We spoke with Dwayne in our
Who's
last
that?
episode.
What he does? He plays cricket?
A little bit of that and some singing too.
Oh, okay, right.
And he told us, he was so happy to see you and to finally have you join TKR after so many years. What was the feeling you had when you walked out on your home ground here at Queen's Park Oval as the TKR captain?
It was a good feeling. Obviously, we knew what transpired when they decided to break up the Caribbean T20 and have our own T20 league. And at that point in time, we had 5, 6, 7, 8 guys who were on the international scene in the T20 arena. And we knew all of us could not have played for Trinidad at that point in time, because you understand the difference between franchise and national and regional cricket. So again, always coming up against Trinidad was a big game for me, and not because being a Trinidadian, I think the camaraderie that we had with the Trinidadian guys and the way how we live and how we talk and we chat, it's always a competition. There's always banter. There's always, so you're always geared up, for that. And to see the Knight Riders franchise grow into such of a big franchise off of KKR from the IPL, at one point you always want to say, what, you want to represent in that team. I want to walk into the oval, to the wicket, and the stands actually cheering for me. I didn't know when it was going to happen, but I was enjoying playing against them, beating them on a couple of times, losing, a couple of times as well. But it was there. At some point in time, I will get my opportunity. And obviously, Dwayne being, my good friend, we'll always ask the question, Polly boy, when you're coming back home? And I just used to respond and say, well, when you're ready for me to come back home, you're the boss, right? And, things, turn out in itself without you even trying too hard. Whereas I was in Barbados for 5 years, did well for 3. They didn't love me. They didn't love me anymore. And then moving on to St. Lucia, looking to build something there, and then the call came and the conversation took place. And from the time the conversation took place and he said, okay, now is the time to engage it, I said, well, it is what it is. You want to walk out, you want to represent. And I was expecting to walk out at the Oval to play for TKR as a normal player. But again, first time getting to walk out as TKR, I ended up being the captain, with Brav, going down before the tournament, last year, which was disappointing, for all of us. But in itself, walking out and having the crowd, behind me was a really, really good feeling. And it really didn't, catch my attention until about the 3rd game, because the first couple of games or the first 2 games, it was just about getting in, trying to do what I have to do and getting the team, to win. You weren't concentrating on all the euphoria what's going on around. But I remember sometime in around the 3rd game, just standing on the boundary and I was watching, I said, whoa, very, very nice atmosphere. And then it was straight back into cricket. So again, it was good. Nice feeling.
Well, soon after CPL, you became the white ball captain of the West Indies. What was your first reaction when you got the call up?
Um, it was one of um, it's not satisfaction. It's nothing like that. One of, okay, this is a big challenge. It's one
Right.
of, okay, how are you going to handle this head on because of all that has transpired before
Mm-hmm.
and now being named, captain. How is all of this going to play out? But again, I guess, left it, just as I do with a lot of things, play it by ear, play it how I see it, and just be the individual that I am. Just be me.
Yeah.
And whatever challenges or whatever would have been said and all these things, take it in stride and just continue to want to do what I want to do, which is to do well for the team, ensure that the team wins, and hopefully
Mm-hmm.
bring these smiles back to the diehard supporters, bring these smiles back to the ones who are negative about West Indies cricket and about cricket, the ones who are negative about Kieron Pollard and all these things. So just like the same challenges I faced when I was announced captain of Tridents. So
Yeah.
it it wasn't unfamiliar territory, for me in terms of what to expect. And
Right.
again, all I can do is be me. And being me is just being me. Acting it out sometimes, just let it play
Yeah.
out and everything falls into place because you need to, when you're doing things, you do things clean heart, clean mind, to the point. What's the goal? What's the aim?
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well, we love that you're you on the field. Your fans know you on the field, but we wanted to do a little segment to help them get to know you better off the field. So
Okay.
this is called fact or fiction.
Uh-huh.
All right. So here's the
So
first
you're,
one.
so you're gonna put me on the spot here now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. So you've worn number 55 on your jersey from the beginning of your career. Fact or fiction?
When I say career, you talking all cricket
Yeah.
or international cricket? Fiction.
Fiction.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, literally. Well, no, what wearing number in like okay, in the T20 format, you've always used the
Okay, 55.
55.
Fact. Fact. When I
Okay.
started playing for Trinidad, you had numbers on our back. I was number 17.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
when I started playing international cricket in 2007, that's why I
Right.
got my 55 in 2007, and then it stuck with me after that.
What's the significance of the 55?
It again just happened. It made it, and it
Okay.
made it into. And again, you look at it, two fives, everything. It's nice. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got that number for West Indies at a young age in 2007. Whatever they give you,
Stuck
you're
with
just
it.
happy to to accept.
Okay. Denzel Washington is your favorite movie actor. Fact or fiction?
Fact.
What's one of your favorite movies from
Um,
Denzel?
from Denzel, even recently, it's a frightening movie that I shouldn't be watching, but the Flight movie is one of a movie that I sort of like.
Yeah.
And there's another one recently. It's two movies. I forgot the name. I think I'll get it before we finish.
Two
Um,
Guns.
no, where he was just turning up and being a protector for everybody, and he was always one step ahead.
I know the movie. Yeah, the name escapes me as well, but I know which one.
Yes, always one step ahead. Yeah, love
Yeah,
that movie.
yeah,
It's
that
two
is a
parts
good
of it's two
movie.
it's two parts it's 2 parts there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Your favorite dish is macaroni pie, potato salad, and chicken. Fact or fiction?
Fact.
What other Trini foods do you miss when you're touring the world?
Used to be the roti. It used to be you had the
Mm-hmm.
roti and the curries and doubles and these things. But I've realized the older you get, you have to kind of slack off on these things because it's not going to help your diet as much. So I don't really miss it as much, but I get it once, twice when I get home, and then it's back to trying to be as strict as possible. Sometimes.
Oh, well, it doesn't help the diet. It doesn't help the waistline either, all right?
Nope, 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 nope.
All right. So this segment is even more fun than the last one. It's a rapid fire round.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you some questions and you'll have like 10 seconds to answer each one. right? Now, it's just 5 questions. Usually we are accustomed seeing you hitting them for 6, but you'll hit us for 5 with this one, all right?
No
So
problem.
let's try. You've played the most number of T20 matches in cricket history. Who is at number 2 and who is at number 3 after you? They're both from the Caribbean.
Dwayne Bravo and Chris Gill.
Yes, correct. All right. How many different teams have you played for in T20 cricket, including the West Indies? Is it 15, 12, 17, or 19?
15?
2 more.
Okay.
17.
17. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many runs have you scored in T20 cricket? We'll make it a little tough for you. Is it 999, exactly 10,000, 10,100, or 900?
Exactly 10,000.
Exactly 10. You made your debut in the first professional T20 match of your career for Trinidad and Tobago, along with another West Indies great who was also making his debut. Was it Lendl Simmons, Samuel Badri, Sunil Narain, or Dinesh Ramdin?
Badri.
Yes, correct.
Was
Last
that against
one.
Cayman Islands?
I am not too sure.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
When you bowled your first ever ball in international cricket, who was the batsman? Was it Jack Callis, A.B. de Villiers, Graham Smith, or Herschel Gibbs?
Jack Callis.
No, it was A.B. de Villiers.
Okay. I know it was South Africa, but I can't remember who was
Can't
batting at that
remember
point in
who.
time.
Yeah. A few people are also asking, what's your favorite cricket ground?
I think the Wankhede in Mumbai, favorite cricket ground.
All right.
In terms of atmosphere, in terms of, I always say, if you have no confidence, you have no hope, back against the wall, now you turn up to Wankhede, I get 100% confidence immediately.
Oh, wow. Okay. This one, a question from Anand. He says, which international team do you find most challenging?
Of recent times will be India. Will be India. Before, when I just started out, would have been Australia at that point in time.
Okay. And some of the fans viewing right now, Anand Raj Singh, Mr. Rajput, Vijay, Tango, John T, Diana Julian, so many of them joining in from around the world. So I don't know if you just want to shout them out.
Hi, everybody. I'm alive, I'm well. Not playing any cricket.
So last section, most likely to. So we're going to see if we could get you to spill the beans on some of your TKR teammates, I guess. Who is most likely to burst into song or dance anytime, anywhere?
That guy.
That guy.
That guy. Dwayne Bravo.
Yeah. Do you like his music though?
Yes, I like his I'm his biggest fan, because I tell him the truth, he's the greatest talker I've ever come across on the microphone.
But you like that the song that he did, "We're Not Giving Up." It's good though, it's catchy.
No, it's catchy, and you listen to him in all honesty, and he sings a lot of catchy songs, and those are the things that is going now, in terms of which was surprising to a lot of people. And when it started out, a lot of people took it as a joke, that champion song, and it went all around the world, for a guy who just plays cricket, who just loves music, and coming up with a sort of jingle like that, and getting so many views around the world, I think was fantastic. And the confidence that he exudes when it comes to his singing, I admire him greatly for that. It's something that he just loves and is passionate about, and he does it. And again, at the end of the day, his profession is cricket, but he still goes hard when it comes to the talking
It does.
in front of a microphone.
Talk. Who's most likely to enter the team bus late?
Late.
Mhm.
Tum, tum, tum. Kevin Cooper. What you were saying?
Okay. Who's most likely to get pranked by someone?
Who's that? Who's that? Oh, can't think of anybody. There are a lot of smart people, you know, they don't really take pranks. Yeah, they always on top of the game. Can't think of anyone.
Who's most likely to solve a maths problem?
A maths problem. Does that maths problem include money?
I guess it could. Why not?
Darren Bravo.
Okay. And who's most likely to have the messiest hotel room on a tour?
Oh, Dwayne
Oh,
John
no.
Bravo.
Okay. Well, oh, I'm getting a question here. Can you tell us a little bit more about the 2020 haircut in the 2009 Champions League?
Again, it was just, you know, he went by the barber. He told him, you know, we go in on this tour, we go in to represent Trinidad and Tobago. You know, just give me something. And you know, Kevin, you know, the barber, he just decided and he put, you know, we're going to represent Trinidad in 2020. Well, it's going to be 2020, and it was so fortunate. The first stop that we had to make would have been, we had a function before we leave. It was the president's house.
Mm-hmm.
The president's house at that time. So imagine you turning up in the president's house with a big 2020, you know, on your head representing Trinidad and Tobago. But yeah, that was just the meaning behind it. Then you had Emmerich with his red sort of mohawk, you know, and things like that. So yeah.
Yeah. All right, Karen. Well, it has been so good to catch up with you. We're glad that you and your family are doing well. Thank you so much for joining us on Nights Unplugged today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And again, you know, with everything that is going on, obviously it's something that it's happening in the world. It's not only us, and we just need to do what is necessary, you know, to take the necessary precautions in terms of, you know, keeping your family safe and, you know, trying to stay inside as much as possible. And, you know, sooner rather than later, we'll get back to, you know, our normal lives. And I hope that this time would have sort of given guys or given people a different perspective of life, or what's important and what's not so important that we used to make important. And there's a lot of different things that is important, you know, when it comes to life. So stay safe, stay blessed, and, you know, hopefully you can see all of us, you know, the TKR family back on the cricket field, you know, sooner rather than later. But if not, just hold tight. We will be there.
All right. Thanks again so much, Karen. Take care.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Bye. All right, guys. So to all the fans watching, you can stay tuned to TKR's social media to find out who our next guest will be on Nights Unplugged. And of course, that was our TKR captain, Kieron Pollard, joining us on today's session. So until the next time, take care, stay home, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.